as is. But, as a lawyer, I'm well aware of litigation over homeowners association. That's the last thing. To me, I spent the last 5 years dealing with the county in a variety of ways, and I haven't found them particularly responsive to us, to somebody else, yes. The county passes these ordinances, and there's no enforcement. And I think if some people say, well, go to the county. I'm not quite. I just don't think they're going to be particularly responsive. I believe rather strongly we deal with our issues here. This is our community. This is where we've chosen to buy houses and live and offer a wonderful place for our children and grandchildren. And I believe that we can solve our own problems with greater flexibility and respect for one another than through a county ordinance. I think we can do this in a way that allows neighbors to talk to one another and resolve their problems. And if they can't, that's what I should do.
I own this building and I've been invited to the joint meeting.
Right. If I have to, I'll ask our officers to explain.
And if they touch me, it's assault. People
come to you on a regular basis with issues that they would like help on. And frankly,
because they're all the corporation. You're not a mediator. You're a corporation president. It's an expansion of scope that I just don't even understand why people want that.
You and I have a different view of what the president can do to be helpful to the community.
Yeah, I just think that to echo kind of, I understand that you're in a position where people are coming to you and raising concerns quietly, but we can't be setting policy as a corporation based upon rumors and innuendo, private conversations that are being held, and then thrusting that upon the rest of the corporation owners. If we're going to have a process, we need to know who said it, who's complaining, what their concerns are, and make a decision based upon it like adults. To set policy based upon a handful or 10 or whatever conversations that are held in private because they're concerned. They're raising concerns and we're setting policy based upon private conversations. I think that, to me, that's bad policy.
Or Louis should do, or Louis should do, or Louis should do.
Louis, you're being recorded. Please put your dog on a leash. Thank you. I'm on a bike.
No. You know what? This is a designated area. I object.
No, it's not. Louis, it's illegal. You can't designate it for that exact reason.
Filming me.
For that exact reason.
Visibly.
You can't do
I
that.
object to your filming me.
You can't do that.
I can do whatever I want. Object to whatever I want.
You can't
I feel like you're racially profiling me.
Louis, put your dog on a leash, please. It's the law.
It's not the law in here.
Law. You don't make laws here, Louis. You don't make laws.
I object to your filming me.
It doesn't matter.
Put that down.
Louis, take your dog and keep it on the leash.
I will not listen to you. Put that down.
No.
This is a designated area.
Intentionally let your dog off a leash.
I feel like you're racially profiling me.
Louis.
You're racially profiling me, and I object to it. I will not.
Okay.
I will not. Thank you. Calling the police.
Absolutely.
I feel threatened and harassed.
You're the one that ran over here, Louis, after your at-large dog. I was running
after the dog, and you know it.
At-large dog.
Get out of here.
You ran over to me.
I object to your filming me. I object to your filming me.
Here, Mary, come get your ball. Let's get your ball.
Come on, throw the ball. Perfectly allowed to do it.
Come on.
And he knows it.
I object to being filmed.
Keep your dog on a leash, Mamie.
He's on a leash.
He wasn't on a leash just now. Louis let him off, and he ran right over to me. At large, illegal, and the corporation can't do anything about it. You know it. on a bike. This is ridiculous.
Greg.
He ran over to me.
Don't even, it's not worth it. Chief Jones, it's Louis Sarkes. How are you? Good. I'm in the field across from my house, and I'm being filmed by Fred Lucy, who is threatening me with the dog, saying I have my dog off the leash. This is a designated area. He's yelling at me, and I object to it. He's here still filming me, talking to you. At the corner of Stillwater and Broadwater, and I'd like to file a police report. Thank you. He's yelling, he's really harassing me, he's very threatening by him. All right, by his behavior.
I'm recording this, officer.
I object to your filming me.
Doesn't
I
matter.
object
It's
to your
legal.
filming me.
Absolutely legal to do, Louis.
All right, we got to come to a resolution here, folks, because we can't stand out here and it's getting ready to rain.
I understand.
So,
I was riding by. He's let his dog off a leash. The dog ran over to me. I filmed that. I asked him to put his dog on a leash, and I told him I was recording him. All perfectly legal, all per inter-county law. You can't designate this anything because it's not fenced.
I understand, but unfortunately the corporation did, so.
But it doesn't matter.
That's going to have to be something, I guess, when they have a hearing, they're going to have to work out, sir.
And Louis is going to get charged.
All right, sir.
Okay, so that's fine. So he's over there. I'm over here. He's the one that keeps coming over to me.
Okay, but
The
if
dog
there's,
never left this field, officer.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
we can
file
just,
the report with you.
all right, sir. There is, unfortunately, if he's recording and it is in a public area where you don't have an expectation of privacy, there's not a lot I can do about
I
it.
understand,
All right?
but I felt threatened and harassed.
All right.
As you ran over to me, chasing your dog off leash at large, you felt threatened.
All right, I'm hearing thunder, so let's just call it done at this
Okay,
point.
should I file the report with you or with
You can file. All right, Mr. Lucy?
And I objected to it being filmed, so.
So I was riding down the top of the hill. Mr. Sarkes had walked his dog across the street onto the corporation property, the HOA property. When he saw me, he let his dog go. As the film will show, I stopped my bike. I said, Louis, please put your dog on a leash. He said he doesn't have to have his dog on a leash. The dog then ran over to me, across the entire field, and Louis ran at me. So his professing that somehow he felt threatened by me, I'm the one sitting over here on my bike. I haven't moved from my bike. And he ran over to me along with his son, George, who's a good 200 pounds, and another dog. And then he tried to encourage his wife, Mamie, to let the dog, the other dog, off the leash. And I said, Louis, it's, Anne Arundel County law. Please put your dog on a leash. Eventually, when he called you, then Mamie took both dogs over there. He still tried to encourage her to take the dog, let the dog go off the leash. Fortunately, she dropped it for a second, but she really didn't. So, and then you arrived.
All right.
If you just tell me your email address, I can send you a copy of the film.
It's bpile@gibsonisland.com.
PYLE.
Just like Gomer.
Okay, so bpile and B is just B. It's not BE. Okay.
Yes,
B,
sir.
no dot,
No dot.
pile at gibsonisland.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll send you a copy of the video.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks for coming out.
Yes, sir.
Is to reach out and try to help people resolve it. It's a system designed to allow us to resolve our issues here.
My other comment was, you mentioned twice that we all agreed to the deeds. It was 70% agreed to the deeds is what came out, and obviously, if that's not everybody.
Right, you're right, it was a strong majority adopted.
Yeah, but let's be clear, that's by proxy too, so, and that was a recent change. I think the way you characterize it made it sound like that's been in there forever, and I don't believe that to be the case, like the truth is. But what I will say is I agree with the government point of view. you said it's discretionary. So if it's discretionary, you say yes to this person and no to that person. That makes no sense to me as a lawyer whatsoever, that something would be discretionary. Because then you open yourselves up to litigation yet again about you said this, yes to this one and no to that one. And why the corporation wants to be involved in neighbor disputes, I simply don't understand. It's a liability and a litigation risk. We already have enough of that. I do not understand it. If two neighbors have a problem and they want to go to the county and get the county involved, they should, or they can go to court. I don't understand why the corporation wants to constantly be involved in neighbor issues. And as Pamela pointed out, it's like two people. And so we're doing this whole thing to satisfy two people, one of whom I think isn't even here anymore. It's a lot of overreach and a lot of exposure that I don't think we need.
It is not the result of a dispute between two people. I think
You just said example of there's been two problems that this is not the corporation.
I'll also tell you that whether you like it as a president or not, people come to you on a regular basis with issues that they would like help on. And frankly,
I think that's the role of the corporation. You're not a mediator. You're a corporation president. It's an expansion of scope that I just don't even understand why people want that.
you and I have a different view of what a president can do to be helpful to the community.
Yeah, I just think that, to echo kind of, I understand that you're in a position where people are coming to you and raising concerns quietly. But we can't be setting policy as a corporation based upon rumors and innuendo, private conversations that are being held, and then thrusting that upon the rest of the corporation owners. If we're going to have a process, we need to know who said it, who's complaining, what their concerns are, and make a decision based upon it like adults. But to set policy based upon a handful or 10 or whatever conversations that are held in private because they're concerned, they're raising concerns and we're setting policy based upon private conversations. I think to me, that's bad policy.
Greg, you have a question?
Yeah, if the debt is 3.9, it would be 3.3. Louis, how much were the assets? Is that on that slide? Going to that ratio question, just trying to understand it.
The question is, we have $3.6 million of corporation-only debt. What are the assets associated with that? This is consolidated with the SCBD, so our consolidated debt and our consolidated balance sheet is actually $14.1 million, and our assets listed up here at $21.6 million.
So is the new Causeway project part of that 21 million?
In assets?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And how about the lots we have, the 200 to 300 lots that exist? Is that part of that also?
That would be, yes, but they're lower cost basis.
Along with Manus and Jeff, Gail, and everybody else. There's already an ordinance in Anne Arundel County that says this. That is what the architectural committee should use. If there is issues between two neighbors, as we teach our children, it's called conflict resolution. Get together, figure it out. This should not be escalated up to the board members. Let the architectural committee say, hey guys, this is the ordinance. We got to get it approved. We got to make sure it does what the Anne Arundel County ordinance is, and that's the end of it. Now, as for something that's going on right now, I don't know about what that is, but I would say two adults need to get together, work through it, figure it out, and move forward.
Another question, Greg?
Yeah, if the budget was 2.7, Nestor, and we're on budget, why did we present to the county to get a permit $500,000?
Craig, I'm not going to...
It's a question.
This sort of thing where you're trying to use stuff against us, and I'm just not comfortable given the litigation, getting into things like that have a loaded meaning for you.
It's, Sean, it had nothing to do with the litigation and the discrimination. It has to do with the Causeway project. The other question I was going to ask Nestor, because he talked about cement/concrete, before we pour anything, are we going to get a permit to pour this time?
So I didn't hear your question.
Before we pour concrete again into the bay onto the riprap, we're going to get a permit this time?
We will do whatever the law requires us to do, Craig, and we always do. We will do whatever the law requires us to do, Craig, and we always do. We will do whatever the law requires us to do, Craig, and we always do.
fellow resident of Gibson Island. The corporation has relatively few lots. Most of them are owned by the community association. The corporation has relatively few lots. Most of them are owned by the community association.
I'm recording this. So, you guys, is this part of the permit? Riprap to pour concrete? Or is
You don't need a permit for concrete. You just, this
Into
is
the bed?
particular wall. This is, yep. Talk to John Berish. This is what Gibson Island wants.
No, I understand that's what they want, but I'm just wondering, this is concrete, we have the bed, it has to be bay right here.
It's not going in the bed.
Sure it is.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I mean, there's very little.
I understand, but a little bit leaking out. What?
These gentlemen are trying to work.
I understand that.
Please move along.
Get your hand away from me.
Please move
Get
along.
your hand away from me.
Please move along. You are
You're
not.
pouring concrete into the bag.
It does not matter.
It does matter.
You can move along, please.
Pouring concrete into the bag. How you doing? Good, recording this.
there and look on the other side of the water and one drop of concrete going in the bay.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Go on out there.
Big Pharma hates when you do this, but they can't do a damn thing about it. These shoes help relieve back pain and knee pain, making you feel like you're walking on clouds. They're already been sold out.
See from my forehead, and of course, all over my suit, all over my pants, all over my shoes, how the concrete was splashing into the bay. The gentleman said it was just leaking a little bit into the bay, and he said they didn't have a permit. I need to go see John Berish about that. Please stop trying to, either yourself, Sean, in your writings, or through the corporation, to control anyone associated with the disabled or any stockholder. You don't have the legal right to do it. Please stop. There's 60 people who did not vote for the restated deeds. Those people are not restricted by the restated deeds. There's 140 people that did vote for them, stockholders that did vote for them, did so under the fraudulent inducement of their property rights wouldn't be changed. In fact, their property rights were changed. You threatened to assault me in the clubhouse corporation owns. You then backed off.
Politely to leave because I own this building and I've been invited to the joint meeting. Okay? If I have to, I'll ask our officers to. And if they touch me, it's assault.
So don't threaten me by emails. So that's what I had. Appreciate the time.
Greg, I've never threatened you. Right? If I have to, I'll ask our officers to. And if they touch me, it's assault.
Hey, Mr. Kelly, can I videotape you putting it up?
I can't say yes since I'm with the county.
Okay, but I'm letting you know I am. So
I can't tell you no.
Thank you.
Fellow resident of the Gibson Island